An anonymous sent me photos of my wife's private parts filled with white liquid and the location to visit. Be me, 31-year-old Robert Anderson, working as a successful software architect in Sacramento, living what most would call the perfect life. Wife of 8 years, Isabel, is literally my everything. Standing at a class reunion party on a cold Friday night. Been here for an hour already? Holding a glass of bourbon that's gotten warm. Watching my wife from across the room. She's absolutely glowing in her sapphire dress. Matches her eyes perfectly. Can't help but notice how she's the center of attention. Her laugh echoes through the room like wind chimes, drawing everyone in naturally. This whole reunion thing was her idea. Wanted to reconnect with old college friends. Something feels off, though. Got this weird feeling in my gut since we arrived. Probably started when she hugged Andrew. He was my rival for her attention back in college. Dude still looks good, unfortunately. Broad shoulders and that annoying confident smile. But it's not his looks that bother me. It's how Isabel held the hug just a bit too long. Robert, my man, Andrew says, walking up to me with that same cocky attitude from college. Gives me this firm handshake. Has this sharp smile that I never trusted. Been forever, hasn't it? Yeah, I say, trying to keep my voice neutral. Feels like yesterday we were all hanging out in the quad. He looks over at Isabel. She's chatting with Hannah and some other people. You've done well for yourself. Thanks, I reply. Can't hide the edge in my voice. We're happy. His grin gets wider, more predatory now. Leans in close, lowers his voice just enough. You'll never forget this night? Brush off his comment as typical Andrew mind games. Leftover from our old rivalry, but his words stick with me. Keep replaying in my head as I walk around, nodding at old classmates without really seeing them. Eyes keep drifting back to Isabel. She's magnetic as always, but something's different tonight. Can't quite put my finger on it. It's in the way she moves, the tilt of her head when she talks, especially when she's talking to Andrew again. Notice how she keeps touching his arm lightly. Tell myself I'm being paranoid, but that voice in my head won't shut up. Need some fresh air? Step outside into the backyard. Cold night air hits my face like a slap. Actually feels good compared to the stuffiness inside. Stand there for maybe 5 minutes, just trying to clear my head. Head back inside. Scan the room for Isabel. My heart drops. She's not there. Look around at all the groups of people, expecting her to pop up any second. Room feels emptier somehow. Pulse starts racing. Walk over to Hannah by the makeshift bar. Seen Isabel? I ask. Try to keep my voice casual. Hannah frowns. She was here just a moment ago. Pull out my phone. Call her number. Rings once, rings twice. Goes to voicemail. That's when I see it. White piece of paper on our table. Stands out among the empty glasses and napkins. My name is written on the front. Hands are shaking as I unfold it. Read the message inside. Don't worry, I'll borrow your wife for a few hours. Words hit me like a punch to the gut. Stare at the note. Brain refuses to process what I'm reading. Andrew's face flashes in my mind. His earlier words now sound different, more threatening. Room starts spinning. Music and laughter fade into background noise. Don't know where Isabel is. Don't know what this means. But one thing's crystal clear. My life is about to change forever. Stumble out into the cold night. Party sounds fade behind me. Standing in the driveway, breath-making clouds in the freezing air. Chest feels tight, thoughts racing everywhere. What does this note mean? Where is she? Who wrote this? Don't know what to do. Do what I always do in crisis. Call Benjamin. Been my best friend since college. Always had my back. Through every rough patch. Through every career setback. Through all life's messiness. Answers on third ring. Voice sounds sleepy, but instantly alert. Robert, what's wrong? Need you to come over. Voice shaking as I pace by my car. It's Isabel. Something's wrong. She's gone. Someone left a note. What kind of note? His voice gets sharp. Read it to him. Words taste like poison in my mouth. I don't know what to do. She's not answering her phone. And this party. God, Benjamin, I can't even explain. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He sounds dead serious. Stay put. Hang up. Lean against my car. Try to steady my breathing. Mind keeps spinning with possibilities. Each one worse than the last. Is she in danger? Is this some sick joke? Or worse, is she part of this willingly? Hear tires on gravel. Benjamin's old Ford pickup pulls in. He jumps out, looking grim, still in gray sweatpants and navy hoodie. Hair all messed up, like he literally just rolled out of bed. Don't care. He's here. That's all that matters. What the hell happened, Robert? His voice is low as he walks up. Hand him the note. Watch his face darken as he reads. Who sent this? I don't know. Run fingers through my hair. It was just on the table. Went outside for a few minutes. When I came back, Isabel was gone. Benjamin lets out a long breath, folds the note, puts it in his pocket. Okay, first things first. Have you called her? She's not picking up. Voice cracks. What do I do, Benjamin? Do I go back inside? Do I call the police? Benjamin starts to answer. My phone buzzes. Cuts him off. For a split second, feel relief. Maybe it's Isabel. Look at the screen. Stomach drops. Unknown number. There's a photo attached. Open it with trembling fingers. Image loads. Nearly collapse. It's Isabel. Face is flushed. Hair all messed up. Has this strange, dazed smile. Face is streaked with something white. Stomach churns when I realize what it is. Benjamin grabs my shoulder. Keeps me steady. What is it, Robert? Can't speak. Just hold up the phone. Let him see. His expression gets darker. Jaw clenches tight. Jesus Christ, he mutters. Who sent this? I don't know. Voice breaks. Panic rising. What the hell is happening? What is she doing? Who's she with? He takes a deep breath. Hand still firm on my shoulder. We'll figure this out. First, we need to trace that number. Might give us a lead on where she is. Nod and swallow hard. Bile keeps rising. Force it back down. Benjamin stays calm. His confidence helps ground me. He pulls out his phone, already making plans. Meanwhile, I stare at the photo again. Mind is a hurricane of emotions. Anger, fear, humiliation. How did we get here? From our perfect life to this nightmare. How did I miss the signs? What am I supposed to do now? Pieces start clicking together, jagged and uneven, but forming a picture. Andrew, his smug grin, his cryptic words at the party. You'll never forget this night. Wasn't just small talk. Wasn't a joke. He's behind this. Clench my fists. Rage boiling over. Slam the car door. Get in driver's seat. Benjamin slides in next to me. That photo and message burned into both our minds. You're thinking Andrew, aren't you? Benjamin watches me carefully. Nod while gripping steering wheel. Knuckles turning white. It's him. I know it is. What's the plan? Going to his place? Speaking through clenched teeth. Need to see him face to face. Drive to Andrew's old house feels endless. Mind racing with every possible scenario. Each one worse than the last. Think about Isabel. Her smile. Her laugh. The way she'd rest her head on my shoulder during quiet evenings. What happened to that woman? How did she end up in this nightmare? Finally arrive at Andrew's place. House is dark and quiet. Driveway completely empty. Park a block away. Approach cautiously with Benjamin. Both scanning the street for anything unusual. Benjamin points at front door. Place looks deserted. Walk up the steps. Knock on the door. Sound echoes through the quiet neighborhood. No answer. Knock again. Harder this time. Still nothing. Robert, let's think this through. Benjamin puts his hand on my shoulder. If Andrew's behind this, he's not going to be here waiting for you. We need a better plan than just banging on doors. Before I can respond, phone buzzes again. Yank it out of my pocket. Dread tightening in my chest. Another message. Same unknown number. If you don't leave $50,000 at this address by midnight, your wife will feel bad. Attached is screenshot of an address. Don't recognize it. Show it to Benjamin. Hands shaking. Jesus, he mutters. Runs hand through his hair. This is turning into a ransom. You sure this is Andrew? Who else would it be? Start pacing on the front porch. He's the only one with a grudge. Only one acting weird all night. He said this night would be unforgettable. This has to be him. Benjamin pulls up address on his phone. It's in the industrial district? Other side of town, mostly warehouses. If they're holding Isabel somewhere, could be there. Stop pacing. Stare at him. What do? I don't have 50 grand just lying around. We don't pay, Benjamin says firmly. If we give them money, no guarantee they'll let Isabel go. We need to get ahead of this. Nod, even though stomach keeps churning. Thinking about what could happen to Isabel. If we're wrong, Benjamin's right though. Paying won't solve anything. Whoever's behind this, they're playing a sick game. Not going to let them win. Let's go, I say. Voice steady despite chaos in my head. Get back in the car. Tension between us thick as fog. Address looming on Benjamin's phone. Little red pin marking unknown location. Where Isabel's fate hangs in balance. Thoughts keep spiraling back. To the photo. To the note. To Andrew's smug face. Every mile we drive feels like my life unraveling more. Grip steering wheel tighter. If Andrew's behind this, he's going to regret ever messing with me. Benjamin nods. His eyes hard as steel. Let's make sure we're right before we act. Can't afford any mistakes. City lights start fading. Industrial district comes into view. Take deep breath. Steel myself for what's coming. One way or another, going to get Isabel back. Whoever's responsible. They're going to pay. Next few hours pass in desperate haze. Every part of me screams against giving in. But what choice do I have? Isabel's life is on the line. Can't gamble with that. Thought of her suffering, of what they might do to her, strips away all hesitation. Benjamin stays quiet. As I sit at kitchen table, staring at phone message. Industrial address glaring back. Like reminder of my failure. To protect my wife. I'll figure out the money. Voice sounds hollow. Benjamin frowns. Leans forward. Robert, you don't even know if this will work. What if they take the money and still don't let her go? What if it's not Andrew? We're walking into their trap. I know. Meet his eyes, but I can't risk it. If there's even a chance, this will get Isabel back. I have to try. He sighs, shoulders slumping. How are you going to get 50 grand in just a few hours? Call in every favor I can. Drain every account possible. Emergency savings gone. Loan from Benjamin. Max out credit cards. By midnight, somehow have the money. Sick feeling in my stomach. As I stuff cash into black duffel bag, Benjamin won't let me go alone. Hand on my shoulder as we load up. Not letting you walk in there by yourself. Drive to the address is silent. Tension thick enough to cut. Streets dark and empty. Industrial district looks like ghost town. Pull up to warehouse. Cut the engine. Stare at the building. Heart pounding so hard it hurts. You don't have to do this, Robert. Benjamin's voice is low. There might be another way. There isn't. Grab the bag. Step out of car. Stay here. If anything happens, call the police. Benjamin hesitates, jaw tight with worry, but he nods. Be careful. Walk toward warehouse. Footsteps echoing in silence. Air is freezing, biting at my skin. As I get closer to building, no one in sight, just shadowy outline of structure. Faint hum of machinery in distance. Door creaks when I push it open. Sound cuts through stillness like knife. Inside space dimly lit. Single overhead bulb, casting long shadows across concrete floor. Metal table in center of room, nothing on it except note. Leave the money. Walk away. Set bag on table, hands trembling. Every instinct screams to shout, to demand they show themselves. But no better. They hold all cards. All I can do is follow instructions. And pray. Back away slowly. Eyes scanning room for movement. Nothing. Silence deafening. Tension suffocating. Reach the door. Turn and step outside. Chest heaving with shallow breaths. Benjamin waiting by car. Expression mixed between relief and worry. What happened? They didn't show. Just left the money. Now we wait. Sit in car for what feels like eternity. Watching warehouse from safe distance. Phone buzzes again. Heart jumps to throat. Fumble to unlock it. Hands still shaking. Another message. Single line of text. She's at Memorial Park. You've got 10 minutes. Without a word. Start the car. Tires screech on asphalt. Park only few blocks away. But every second feels like hour. Mind racing with possibilities. What if she's not there? What if this is another trap? Arrive at park. Jump out of car. Scan the darkened area. Pulse hammering in ears. At first see nothing. Just shadows and empty benches. Then spot her near the fountain. Isabel sitting on edge. Arms wrapped around herself. Hair's a mess. Her blue dress wrinkled and torn. But she's alive. Relief floods through me. Run to her. Drop to knees in front of her. Isabel. Voice breaking. Are you okay? Did they hurt you? She looks up, eyes red and swollen. Robert. Whispers my name, voice trembling. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Pull her into my arms, hold her tight against my chest. As she sobs, whatever happened, whatever secret's still buried, none of it matters right now. She's back. She's safe. But as I hold her, eyes drift to shadows beyond fountain. Somewhere out there, someone watching. Someone who took everything from me. Won't rest until I find out who. Drive home is complete blur. Isabel sits in silence, arms wrapped around herself, like she's trying to hold herself together. Keep glancing at her from driver's seat. She avoids my gaze. Just stares out window into dark streets. Mind churning nonstop, relief of finding her. Quickly overshadowed by avalanche of questions. Get home finally. Isabel moves like a robot. Goes straight to bathroom. Don't say a word. Hear shower start running. Water sound muffling chaos in my head. Clench fists. Replay events of night over and over, trying to make sense of everything. Something doesn't add up. Sit on edge of bed, head in hands, until hear faint buzz. Her phone on nightstand. Screen lights up with notification. Just a name and heart emoji. Gut twists hard. Hands shake as reach for phone. Hesitate for moment. War raging in mind. Don't want to invade her privacy, but knot in stomach screams for answers. Steel myself. Pick up phone. Swipe to unlock. First thing I see, thread of messages from Andrew. Breath catches. Scroll through conversation. It's all there. Weeks, months of messages, romantic photos of them together, secret plans, discussions about tonight's events, heart pounding as truth unfolds. Andrew, tonight's going to be perfect. He'll never see it coming. Isabel, I'm nervous, but I trust you. Andrew, just stick to the plan. You'll finally be free of him. We can be together. No more hiding. Isabel, I can't wait. I love you. Room starts spinning. Every photo, every flirtatious exchange, every explicit message between them. Each one stabs like knife. There are selfies, them at hotels, at bars, even at Mountain View Cabin. She claimed was self-care retreat. Can't breathe? Copy all messages. Send them to my phone. Making sure have evidence. Before inevitable confrontation. Mind racing. Torn between fury, disbelief, complete heartbreak. Woman I loved for years. Woman I fought to save. Betrayed me in worst possible way. Shower shuts off. Hear curtain slide back. Few moments later, Isabel emerges, wrapped in towel. Hair dripping onto hardwood floor. She freezes when sees me with phone. Expression changes from surprise to dread. Robert, she says slowly, voice trembling. What are you doing? Stand up. Hold phone up. What the hell is this, Isabel? Her eyes widen. Realizes what I found. I can explain. Explain? Voice rising. Explain what? That you've been planning this with Andrew for months? That this entire kidnapping was all set up? That you've been lying, cheating on me? While I've been breaking my back, trying to keep this marriage together? She opens mouth, then closes it, eyes darting to phone in my hand. Robert, I was scared. Didn't know how to tell you. Scared? Spit the word out. Incredulous. You weren't scared when texting him, when meeting him behind my back, when you planned this whole sick charade. To humiliate me. Don't you dare play victim now. Tears well up in her eyes. Can't tell if from guilt or just getting caught. She reaches for phone. Pull it back. Glare at her. You're not getting this. Say it cold as ice. I sent everything to my phone. Every message. Every photo. I have it all. Her face crumples. Takes step back. Clutching towel like shield. Robert, please. Let me explain. I'm done listening to your lies. Voice breaks. Do you have any idea what you've done? To me? To us? Spent entire night thinking you were in danger. Terrified I might lose you. Whole time you were playing me like fool. She drops to knees. Sobbing. Hands clasped in front. Didn't mean for it to go this far. Whispers through tears. I was unhappy, Robert. Felt trapped. Andrew, he made me feel alive again. Alive? Hissed the word. Do you know what you've made me feel? I sacrificed everything. For you. For this marriage. You repay me with lies and cheating. She reaches out, hands trembling. Step back, heart breaking all over again. Don't. Say it firmly. Don't touch me. Can't even look at you right now. Her sobs get louder. Feel nothing but hollow ache in chest. Woman I thought I knew. Woman I loved. Gone. In her place is stranger, who shattered my trust. Destroyed my life. Turn and walk out of room. Leave her there on floor. Mind already working. Planning next move. Isabel thought she could manipulate me. Lie to me. She was wrong. Not letting her get away with this. Not without consequences. Her cries echo in hallway. Pull duffel bag from closet. Throw it onto bed. Movements mechanical. Fueled by icy determination. Not rage. She hovers behind me. Sniffling. Voice trembling as tries to explain. Robert, please don't do this. We can fix this. I was confused. I spin to face her. Venom in voice cuts her off. You were confused? You were confused while sneaking around with Andrew? While planning this whole thing behind my back? While mocking everything we built together? She flinches, hands wringing towel. As tears stream down face, for moment feel pang of pity. Quickly replaced by memory of texts, the photos, the deceit. No room for sympathy now. Get your things, Isabel. Say it coldly. Zip up duffel bag. You're leaving tonight. Her eyes widen. Robert, please. Don't make me say it again. Snap at her. You've lied to me. Betrayed me. Humiliated me. You have no place here anymore. She hesitates, then slowly moves to dresser, pulls out clothes with shaking hands. Each item she packs, like another brick falling. From crumbling wall of our marriage. When bag is full, grab my keys. Gesture toward door. Let's go. Voice devoid of emotion. Drive to her sister's house. Suffocating silence fills car. She sits hunched in passenger seat, staring at her hands, while grip wheel with white knuckles. Arrive at sister's place. Don't even bother getting out. She opens door, hesitates, like wants to say something, then steps out, closes it behind her. Watch her disappear into house, chest feeling hollow, but mind resolute. Get back home. Emptiness hits like tidal wave. Silence is deafening. Reality of what happened, starting to sink in. Pour myself stiff drink. Sink onto couch. Stare at blank television screen. What now? Can't sit with weight of it alone. Pick up phone. Call Benjamin. Answers almost immediately. Voice cautious. Robert, what's going on? Can you come over? Voice raw. I need to talk. I'll be there in 15, says without hesitation. True to his word, Benjamin arrives shortly after, six-pack of beer in hand. Doesn't say anything, just sits down beside me. Cracks open 2 bottles, hands me one, sit in silence for a while, only sound occasional clink of glass against coffee table. Finally, Benjamin speaks. What happened? Exhale shakily. Launch into whole story. The party, the note, the ransom, messages on her phone. By time I finish, voice is hoarse, emotions completely frayed. Benjamin listens intently, expression getting darker with every detail. Jesus, Robert, says when I finish. That's next level betrayal. Nod while staring at bottle in hands. Thought I knew her, Benjamin. Thought we had something real. But this, it's like everything we built was a lie. Benjamin sighs, leans back against couch. Don't know what to say, man. That's brutal. But you did right thing kicking her out. She doesn't deserve to be under this roof. After what she's done, don't know if it's enough. Voice cracking. She planned this with him. They made me look like fool. And now you've got the proof. Benjamin's tone firm. You're not helpless here, Robert. You've got the messages, the photos. She can't deny what she's done. You're in control now. Look at him. Weight of his words slowly sinking in. He's right. Spent entire night reacting. Blindsided by every revelation. But now I have power. Can take this mess. Turn it into plan. What do I do? Voice barely above whisper. Benjamin leans forward. Elbows on knees. First, you need to see lawyer. Protect yourself. Your assets. Make sure she doesn't get dime more than deserves. And second, pauses, meets my gaze. You need to expose truth. Let people know what she's done. Don't let her control narrative. Nod slowly. Fog in mind starting to lift. Benjamin's right. Isabel and Andrew thought they'd won. But this isn't over. Not by long shot. Drain rest of beer. Set empty bottle on table. Thanks, Benjamin. Don't know what I'd do without you. He claps me on shoulder. You'll get through this, Robert. One step at a time, as night wears on. Stay there on couch. Strategizing. Planning. Slowly piecing together. Next chapter of my life. Won't be easy. But for first time since nightmare began, feel glimmer of hope. This isn't the end. It's beginning of my fight. To reclaim my life. And my dignity. Next day, sound of knock on door. Wakes me from restless sleep. Body feels heavy. Burdened by events of previous day. For a moment, think I'm dreaming. Isabel's betrayal. The messages, the confrontation. But when knocking gets louder, bitter reality settles back in. Reach for door. Run hand through disheveled hair. Clock on wall shows little after 7. Open door. She's there. Isabel stands on porch. Dressed simply in jeans and hoodie. Hair pulled back in messy bun. Eyes puffy. Expression tense. Sports bag hanging on shoulder. Clutching phone tightly in hand. Came to get rest of my things. Voice quieter than usual, but not apologetic. Stare at her for a moment. Anger boiling in soul as I size her up. She looks small. Vulnerable. But now I know better. Vulnerability is just mask. Weapon she used to manipulate me. Over and over again. Not anymore. Come in. Say roughly. Step aside. She walks past me into house. Eyes flickering around living room. Like expecting to see ghost of her former life. Follow her. Watch as she heads into bedroom. Begins packing remaining belongings. Sound of zippers. Rustling of clothes. Fills suffocating silence. Finally can't hold it in anymore. Was it worth it? Voice cuts through silence like blade. She freezes. Back turned to me. Robert, was it worth it, Isabel? Repeat. Tone sharper now. Trading me for that? For Andrew? She turns slowly. Eyes wide. It's not that simple. Don't. Snap. Step closer. Don't you dare try to wiggle out of this. I've seen the messages. I've seen the pictures. You've been planning this for months. You lied to me over and over again. You humiliated me. Tears well up in her eyes. Don't let them affect me. I've seen her cry before. It was always real. Now it's like different game. I didn't mean to hurt you. She says, voice trembling. You didn't mean to hurt me? Laugh bitterly. Isabel, you organized fake kidnapping. With your lover. Tried to extort $50,000 from me. Made me think you were in danger. You can't say you didn't mean to hurt me. Her tears pour down like river. Sinks to edge of bed. Hands shaking. I didn't know what else to do. Whispers. I was miserable, Robert. I felt trapped. Trapped? Ask again. Trapped in what? In marriage where I gave you everything? Where I trusted you. Supported you. Loved you. What was so unbearable about it? That you decided to destroy it? She shakes head, looking at floor. I don't expect you to understand. No, voice cold as winter. I don't understand, and I never will. Because no matter how hard it was for me, I never thought about betraying you. Never thought about throwing away everything we've built for some cheap thrill. She looks up at me, tears streaming down face. I didn't plan to fall in love with him. It just happened. Clench fists, fighting urge to scream. It didn't just happen, Isabel. You chose this. Every text, every meeting, every lie. You made that choice. And now you're standing here, asking me to feel sorry for you. I'm not asking for pity, she says, voice rising. I'm just trying to explain. Well, don't bother. Turn away from her, because there is no explanation that will ever make this okay. Silence hangs between us. Heavy and suffocating, after a few minutes, she stands up, slings bag over shoulder, stops at door, looks back at me one last time. For what it's worth, says quietly, I loved you, Robert. I lost myself along the way. Don't answer. Can't answer. She lingers for a moment, then walks out. Sound of door closing behind her. Final nail in coffin of our marriage. Stand in empty bedroom. Storm of emotions raging inside. Anger, sadness, betrayal, painful sense of loss. I gave her everything. She rejected it all. But as painful as it is, know one thing for sure. Better off without her. We'll rebuild stronger. Wiser, without weight of her lies dragging me down. Rage simmers within me. Long after Isabel left, the betrayal, the lies, the humiliation, all gnaw at me, refusing to let me rest. Need answers. Need to confront man who helped orchestrate destruction of my life. Andrew. Pace living room. Fists clenching and unclenching. Debate next move. Confronting Isabel wasn't enough. She was liar. But Andrew was instigator, the mastermind. He worked his way into my marriage, manipulated Isabel, nearly destroyed me in process. If anyone deserves my wrath, it's him, but don't know where to find him. Haven't seen Andrew since party. Doubt he'd make himself easy to track. That's when it hits me. Hannah. She'd always been Isabel's closest friend in college. But she and Andrew had been friends too. If anyone knows where he might be, it's her. Call Hannah under pretense of needing help. She sounds hesitant answering, voice wary. Robert, what do you want? Need to talk to you. Try keeping tone steady. It's about Andrew, she hesitates. Robert, I don't want to get involved in whatever's going on. Please, Hannah, cut her off. I need answers. You're only one who can help. Long pause. Then she sighs. Fine. Meet me at Maple Street Cafe in 30 minutes. When arrive, Hannah already there. Nursing latte. Looking uncomfortable. Barely meets my eyes. As I sit across from her. Why are you asking about Andrew? She says without preamble. Think you know why? Keep voice low. He's been having an affair with Isabel. Helped her stage this whole kidnapping scheme. Now I need to find him. Her eyes widen slightly. Looks down at cup. I didn't know about kidnapping, mutters, but I knew they were involved. Isabel told me. Of course she did. Stomach twists, but keep composure. Where is he, Hannah? She hesitates, biting lip. I don't want to. Hannah, say firmly. Lean closer. He helped her betray me. He extorted money from me. I need to confront him, and I need your help. After another long pause, she relents, scribbles address on napkin, slides it across table. This is his place. But Robert, don't do anything crazy. Nod, pocket napkin. Thanks. Moment I leave cafe, call Benjamin. Picks up on first ring. Got Andrew's address? Voice hard. Meet me at my place. We're going to pay him visit. Benjamin doesn't hesitate. On my way, hour later, pull up outside Andrew's apartment building. Sleek modern complex. Looks out of place. In otherwise rundown neighborhood, hands grip steering wheel tight. Stare at building, pulse pounding in ears. You ready for this? Benjamin asks. Voice calm but firm. Nod. Unbuckle seatbelt. Let's do it. Make our way up to Andrew's floor. Tension between us palpable. Reach his door. Don't bother knocking politely. Pound on it hard. Sound echoes down hallway. After a moment, door creaks open. There he is. Andrew looks surprised, smug confidence replaced by wariness. When he sees me, Robert says slowly, eyes flicking to Benjamin. What are you doing here? Push door open further. Step inside. We need to talk. He steps back, holds up hands defensively. Look, man, I don't know what you're... Save it. Cut him off. I know everything, Andrew. Know about you and Isabel. Know about staged kidnapping. And I know you took my money. His face goes pale, starts stammering. Robert, I didn't mean for things to get out of hand, Isabel said. Isabel's not here to protect you. Voice cold as ice. And I've got proof. Every message, every photo, every detail of your little plan. Unless you want me to take it all to police, you're going to give me my money back. Every cent. He swallows hard, hands shaking. Okay, says quickly. I'll get it. Just don't call the cops. Moves to safe in corner of room. Fumbles with combination. Watch him closely. Anger boiling over. As he retrieves bundle of cash. Hands it to me. There, voice trembling. That's everything. I swear. Count money quickly. Look up at him. You're lucky I'm not doing worse than this. Before he can respond, slap him across face. So hard he stumbles back, nearly loses footing. His eyes widen in shock, but doesn't dare retaliate. Benjamin grabs my shoulder. Let's go. Leave without another word. Cash secure in hands. Get back in car. Drive away. Weight lifts off chest. Not over. Not by long shot. But for first time, feel like reclaimed peace of what Andrew and Isabel took from me. And not done yet. Back at home, Benjamin and I sit at kitchen table, bundle of cash in front of us. Like trophy of battle won, adrenaline still coursing through veins. From confronting Andrew, but now with tension easing, enormity of everything sinks in. Benjamin leans back in chair, cracks open beer, slides one across to me. You good? Asks tone soft but concerned. Nod, though hands still trembling slightly. As pickup bottle. Don't know what I would have done without you, Benjamin. Voice hoarse. If you hadn't been here, probably would have done something. Couldn't take back? He gives small smile. That's what friends are for. You've been through hell, Robert. But handling it better than most would. Let out bitter laugh. Take sip of beer. Don't feel like I'm handling it. Every time I think about what Isabel did, what Andrew did, I just don't know if I can let this go. Benjamin's expression grows serious. You don't have to let it go, but also can't let it consume you. You've already taken first step. By confronting him, got your money back. Now need to focus on next step. Nod, staring at cash on table. The police. Say finally, he doesn't deserve to walk away from this. Neither of them do. You sure? Benjamin asks cautiously. You told him you wouldn't go to cops. Yeah, told him that. Say with jaw tight. But why should I protect him? After everything he's done, he's criminal, Benjamin. They both are. And messages, photos. I have all evidence. It's not just about me anymore. People like him need to face consequences. Benjamin nods, eyes hardening. Then we go to police. I'll go with you. Thanks, Benjamin. Gratitude wells up in chest. For everything. Don't know how I'm going to get through this. But knowing you've got my back makes it little easier. He gives reassuring pat on shoulder. You're stronger than you think, Robert. You're going to come out of this better, smarter, and free from all the shit she put you through. Next morning, armed with files transferred to phone, walk into police station. Benjamin right beside me. Steadying presence. As explained situation to officer at desk. Feels surreal. Recounting events of past days. The staged kidnapping. The extortion. The betrayal. Officer's expression grows grim. As reviews evidence, hand over screenshots of Isabel and Andrew's messages. The photos, details of staged ransom. By time finish, can see gears turning in his head. This is serious, says tone firm. We'll open investigation. With this evidence, shouldn't take long to build case. Nod, resolve hardening. Good. They need to be held accountable. After filing report, walk out of station with Benjamin. Weight on chest lifting slightly. Not over yet, but wheels of justice turning. That afternoon, make another important call, this time to divorce lawyer. Sit in car waiting for line to connect. Mixture of emotions swirling in chest. Anger, sadness, bittersweet sense of relief. James Peterson's office. Woman's voice on other end. Hi. Voice steady. Need to schedule consultation. I'm filing for divorce. Of course. Her tone professional. We can get you in tomorrow morning. Does that work for you? Yes. Say without hesitation. Thank you. Hang up. Lean back in seat. Exhale deeply. Road ahead going to be difficult, but ready to take steps. Necessary to rebuild life. Isabel took so much from me. My trust, my peace of mind, my sense of security. But she couldn't take everything. Still have my dignity, my strength, support of people who truly care. When get home, Benjamin's still there. Watching something mindless on TV. Looks up as walk in, raises eyebrow. How'd it go? Filed report with police. Sit down beside him. And called lawyer. First appointment's tomorrow. Grin spreads across his face. That's what I like to hear. You're taking control, Robert. Nod, feeling spark of hope. For first time in days. Yeah, say quietly. I am. Morning sun streams through blinds. casting long shadows on living room floor. Sit at kitchen table, fresh cup of coffee in hand, staring at phone. Hardly slept last night, mind replaying every event, every betrayal, every confrontation. Today starts next chapter. Appointment with lawyer, beginning a formal process. To end my marriage, Benjamin already up, scrolling through his phone, nursing his own coffee, glances up when notices me, staring blankly at table. Nervous? He asks. A little, admit quietly. It feels final, you know. Filing for divorce, turning her over to cops. Like officially closing door on everything we had. Benjamin sets phone down, leans forward. Robert, that door closed. Moment she chose Andrew. All you're doing now is making it official and protecting yourself. Not knowing he's right, still thought of paperwork. Court dates, inevitable fights, make stomach churn. Take deep breath, steel myself for day ahead. Lawyer's office, modest space downtown. Walls lined with certificates. Shelves crammed with law books. James Peterson, sharp-looking man in late 40s, greets with firm handshake, warm smile that doesn't quite reach eyes. Robert, says gesturing to sit. Gone over notes your assistant sent. Quite situation you found yourself in. You could say that. Say dryly. Sink into chair across from him. He leans forward, pen poised over yellow notepad. First, let's talk about divorce. Are there any joint assets we need to discuss? Property? Bank accounts? Debts? Fill him in on everything. The house? Savings accounts? Investments? Isabel and I didn't have children. One small mercy. But dividing assets still going to be nightmare. And what about evidence? He asks. Eyes sharp. The messages, photos, staged kidnapping. Do you want to use that in divorce proceedings? Yes, say without hesitation. She doesn't deserve anything. After what she's done, want this to be clean and quick as possible? James nods, jotting down notes. Understandable. With evidence you've provided, this will work heavily in your favor. Court won't look kindly on her actions. His calm confidence reassuring. By time meeting over, feel a little more in control. Paperwork underway. Plan set. One step closer to closing this chapter of life. That afternoon, received call from police. They reviewed evidence, moving forward with case against Andrew and Isabel. Officer's voice professional but firm. As explains next steps. We've issued warrant for Andrew's arrest, he says, and we'll be bringing Isabel in for questioning. Given nature of charges, likely she'll face legal consequences too. Hearing those words feels like vindication. For first time in weeks, feel scales tipping back in my favor. Justice being served. They'll face consequences of their actions. Later that evening, Benjamin and I sit on couch, pizza box open between us, watching mindless action movie. Mood lighter now. Quiet sense of accomplishment, hanging in air. You're doing right thing, Benjamin says between bites, turning them in, filing for divorce, taking back control, nod while chewing thoughtfully. Just wish it didn't have to be this way. Thought Isabel and I were building life together. Now feels like never really knew her. Benjamin sets plate down, leans back against couch. Sometimes people aren't who we think they are. It's not your fault, Robert. You gave her everything. She threw it away. That's on her, not you. Exhale slowly. Let his words sink in. He's right. Did my best to be good husband, to build life with Isabel. Her betrayal not reflection of my failures. It's reflection of her choices. Thanks, Benjamin. Say quietly. For everything. Don't know how to repay you. For all this, he grins. Claps me on shoulder. Don't have to repay me. That's what friends are for. As credits roll on movie, evening turns to night. Feel flicker of hope. Road ahead still uncertain. But for first time in long time, feel like moving forward, not just surviving. Reclaiming my life one step at a time. And not alone. It's late now, finally beginning to feel. Day's exhaustion settle into bones. Benjamin went home hour ago, leaving me alone with thoughts. And faint hum of television in background. Lean back on couch. Let quiet of house seep in. It's not peace, but close enough. Then comes knock. Body tensing. Glance at clock. Nearly midnight. First thought it might be Benjamin, coming back for something forgotten. But deep down know better. Part of me already knows who it is. Open door. There she stands. Isabel looks nothing like composed, confident woman I once loved. Hair's mess. Face blotchy from crying. Clutching coat around her. Like shield from storm she created. Robert, she says. Voice shaky. Can I come in? Stare at her. Every muscle screaming. To slam door in her face, something stops me. Morbid curiosity, perhaps. Or desire to hear what excuse she has now. Step aside without word. Let her in. She stands awkwardly in living room. Eyes darting around, like searching for something familiar. but warmth is gone. Space she once filled feels colder now, emptier. What do you want, Isabel? Ask, voice flat. She turns to face me, eyes glistening with fresh tears. I made mistake, Robert, whispers. Andrew, he's not who I thought. He's a liar, a thief. Made all these promises, said we'd have amazing life together. But he's nothing. Cross arms, lean against wall. And you're just figuring this out now? Her face crumples, steps closer, voice desperate. I was stupid, Robert. Thought I was chasing something better, but didn't realize what I had. You were always there, always steady. Andrew, he doesn't care about anyone but himself. Can't help it. Laugh sharply. Bitter sound echoes in quiet room. Her eyes widen. For a moment looks like deer in headlights. You made your choice, Isabel. Say while shaking head. You chose him. Chose to betray me. To lie to me. To humiliate me. And now that you've realized he's loser, you think you can just waltz back here? Expect me to take you back? Her lip quivers. Reaches out, but step back. Space between us growing wider. Robert, please, let me explain. I'm done listening to your lies. Say firmly, voice breaking. Do you know what you've done to me? To us? I gave you everything. My love, my trust, my life. And you threw it all away. For a man who sold you empty promises. She drops to knees sobbing. Hands clasped in front. Robert whispers, please, I know I don't deserve it, but can we try again? Can we fix this? Stare at her. Strange calm settling over me. Had imagined this moment before, back when pain was fresh and raw. Thought I'd feel vindicated. Powerful. But now looking at her, all feel is emptiness. She's not woman I loved. She's stranger. No, Isabel. Say quietly. We can't fix this. You killed it. Her face crumples. Sinks onto couch, head in hands. I don't know what to do, she sobs. That's not my problem anymore. Voice firm. You made your choice. Now have to live with it. Walk to door. Open it. Gesture for her to leave. She looks up, eyes pleading. But don't waver. Goodbye, Isabel. She stands slowly, wiping tears away, walks toward door, pauses on threshold, like hoping I'd stop her. But don't. Steps outside, close door behind her. Finality of moment settles over me. Lean against door. Silence returns. It's not peace I craved, but something close. And for first time, feel like can breathe again. Days after Isabel's final visit. Pass in strange blur. For first time in weeks. Home is quiet, not tense, suffocating silence. That defined last chapter of marriage. But calm, steady quiet. That can breathe in. Start to rebuild piece by piece. Lawyer assured me. Divorce proceedings would favor me, especially with evidence provided. Police investigation into Andrew and Isabel. Moving forward as well. Knowing justice is on way. Gives sense of closure hadn't expected. But what matters most is rediscovering myself. Throw myself into routines of everyday life. Little things I'd neglected in chaos. Cleaning house feels strangely therapeutic, like scrubbing floors, dusting shelves. Also clearing away remnants of betrayal. Rearrange furniture. Move her things into storage. Reclaim spaces that were once ours. Slowly, house begins to feel like mine again. Benjamin, ever loyal friend, checks in frequently, sometimes drops by unannounced. With takeout or beers, we spend hours talking, laughing, strategizing about what to do next. Other times just sits with me, offering quiet support. Couldn't have gotten through it without him. One evening, as we sit on porch, watching sun dip below horizon, Benjamin turns to me. So what's next, Robert? What's the plan? Take sip of beer. Think it over. Don't know. Focus on work, I guess. Maybe take trip. Clear my head. He nods approvingly. Good. You deserve that. Don't let this define you. I won't. Say firmly, and mean it. Work becomes my sanctuary. As software architect, always thrived on problem solving. Diving back into complex projects gives sense of purpose. My colleagues, who noticed my absence and strain I'd been under, welcome me back with open arms. For first time in weeks, feel like myself again. Also start hitting gym. Suggestion from Benjamin, who swears by exercise as stress reliever. At first drag myself there, out of obligation, but soon becomes part of routine. Physical exertion burns away. Lingering anger with each session feels stronger, both physically and mentally. Weekends no longer reminders of what I'd lost, but opportunity to rediscover what I enjoyed. Take up hiking, exploring trails never had time for before. Quiet of woods, fresh air, sense of accomplishment. When reach summit, all reminders that life goes on, can still be beautiful. One day leaving grocery store, run into old friend from college, Catherine. We'd shared few classes back then, though lost touch over years. Her warm smile and easy laugh, just as I remembered.
Robert, wow!
She says, face lighting up. It's been ages. Catherine, say genuinely surprised. It really has. How have you been? End up grabbing coffee at nearby cafe, catching up on everything. From work to travel, to random quirks of life. Refreshing to talk to someone who doesn't know whole messy saga. Of my marriage, someone who sees me as just Robert, not guy whose wife betrayed him. As we say goodbye, she smiles. We should do this again sometime. It was good catching up. Find myself smiling back. Genuine warmth hadn't felt in months. Yeah, I'd like that. As weeks turn into months, realize I'm no longer just surviving. I'm thriving. Pain and anger that consumed me, fading, replaced by sense of clarity and resilience. Not same person I'd been before Isabel's betrayal, but stronger, wiser, more sure of myself. One evening, sit on porch, watching sunset, think about everything been through. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the anger, all seemed insurmountable at time. But now looking back, see it for what it was, a chapter, not end of book. As sun dips below horizon, painting sky in shades of orange and gold, feel something hadn't felt in long time, peace life moving forward. And so am I.